Alright, let's go down, guys. We have episode 1, Hammerhold, Stronghold, the Iron Challenge. We can only use barracks and artillery, so this should be interesting. We unlocked a couple stars from the previous episodes. We have one into the barracks, one into the artillery, and one or two, I guess, just first level upgrade of the reinforcements. There we go. Let's get into it. Alright, so this level's, it's a little challenging. This is a couple little tight parts, but it's the first Iron Challenge. It's not going to be too crazy. Go ahead and put a barracks and an artillery on both sides of the map in that 12 and 6 position, if you can think of a clock, this little circle. And we're going to create a little stronghold as it starts to, the curvature of the circle starts to flatten out a little bit. That's usually where they kind of want to choke up. And just pop your reinforcements down. Obviously, you don't have the luxury of calling stuff in early. This is an Iron Challenge. Just try to clump everything up as much as you can to get as much splash damage as possible. And you should have a pretty good time with it. I would just use your reinforcements to stall, maybe take off some of the chasers. I do put stuff in the middle just to kind of choke them up a little bit more, but what we're really worried about is later on you get some of the tankier guys that come out, the raid leaders or whatever they're called, just big black dudes. Those things are a little bit tanky. They can slip past your defenses. They have a habit of doing that. So fortunately, the game does give you a little archer tower at the very end. You can see it will start shooting at this one guy who tries to walk by. So if they're weak, if you see one guy is kind of weak, just let him go because he'll probably die to the archer tower. But we're going to build a second barracks now right next to the artillery just to get more stalling power. Really trying to create the max amount of clumpage as we can and get off those sweet multi-hits with the artillery. And like I said, these guys, a couple little guys that get by, it's not really that big of a deal. They will die to the archer tower. And you can see the guys who we're worried about are these things here. They're on the screen now. Dune Raiders is what they're called. And they take quite a few more hits than the regular thugs. They're certainly not the most tanky enemy in the game, but, well, there's only 2 enemies on this map. These are the tankiest ones. And like I said, earlier you see me drop a reinforcement there at the front. I'm trying to isolate that Dune Raider, and hopefully the archer tower will get as much damage on him as possible before he starts walking the gauntlet. And you can see, so 2 barracks on both sides. And money is very tight on this map, so you won't have the luxury of just building a new tower whenever you please. And you can't upgrade them to level 2. You can see that's a really good place for a meteorite, so I go ahead and drop it there. We don't have any upgrades into our meteorite, so it's pretty weak, but, good clump is a good clump. Now let's see this little Dune Raider is trying to walk by. He'll get picked off by that archer tower, no problem. Same with this dude. And on the top, we're just going to kind of clump them as much as possible. We get a little bit worried because we see a bunch of guys start running by, but we've popped a barracks down next to the archer tower. That's what we're going to result to is more barracks just to get the maximum amount of stall. And I think this is probably the tightest part right here. Just a couple guys that try to almost get by, but we build barracks and we stall them out. The archer tower is able to isolate those guys and pick them off. And that about wraps it up. These guys on the top, it seemed like they just throw more enemies at the top for some reason and not the bottom. I don't know why that is, but put barracks there, just stall them out. And you should have a pretty good time. Just finish soaking these last little thugs up. There we go. Almost done. No speed up button or anything. You just have to watch it play out. There we go. Okay. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. Have a good one.